Happy Mail. Okay, so I bought this from Amazon. Mostly because I was really scared that if I ordered it from the Hobonichi store, I would purchase a bunch of things that I really didn't need. And I still have a lot of stuff left over when I was a 5-time Hobonichi planner person. So yeah, I've never owned a Hobonichi A5, nor have I owned an Avec. So this is like super new and I'm very excited about it. So why did I order a Hobonichi over all the other planners out there in the world? Well, basically I did my research and it came down to two. It was the Hobonichi and the Jimbun Techo. I will flash that name on the screen because I feel like I say it wrong every time. And when it came down to putting them side by side, this one had dailies and the other one didn't. Now you can, both of them are like a system where they come with like the monthlies, the weeklies, and even though the Jimbun doesn't come with dailies, you can buy little like inserts that you can use as your dailies. I found that the Hobonichi has a much cleaner design, which I really appreciate. It's less business-esque looking and it's a little bit wider. So there was more writing space and I feel like I really wanted dailies for like daily notes. And so I decided that the Hobonichi was the right move for me. So why did I choose the Hobonichi A5 and not the A6 or the weeks? Well, like I mentioned, I wanted dailies. So the weeks was out and I've owned two of the A6s, one in English and one in Japanese. And I find that for everyday notes, it just doesn't have enough space. So why the Avec version and not the one that comes all in one book? Well, there's several reasons for that. Number one for me was weight. I felt like getting the Avec that has 6 months in one and 6 months in the other meant that I would have to carry half of the weight, which was really important to me, especially when you're carrying a traveler's notebook and other things in your purse. It's really important to scale down any way that you can. Plus, it's great to have these notebooks be a little bit thinner and only have to carry 6 months at a time, especially if you're someone who likes to put stickers and washi or even like bulk up your pages with watercolor. These are definitely going to get thicker than this by the end of the 6 months. Plus, I like the idea of being able to add a companion notebook to this and not have it weigh too much more. Especially if you have the cousin that has all 12 months in the same book. If you want to add like 3 or 4 of these into a traveler's notebook or into another cover, it's going to start to weigh on you. So I think that if I need more space, I can always add a companion book like this and be okay. Another plus to having this broken down into 2 books means that I have 2 chances at the Hobonichi cousin. Basically, if I start this 6 months and I get really bored with it and I fall off, when the next 6 months comes, this is like a brand new notebook. Okay, so sometimes if I have like a, let's say, a bullet journal and I've already started it and I'm already like a month into it and I fall off, it's hard for me to start in here again because I think, oh, I've already started that one, I want a new one. So it's really nice to have 2 chances at giving this a go. And I thought that if I really hated the Hobonichi Avec after the first 6 months and I really fell off and I didn't use it at all, I could always sell the second half of the year to somebody because I know somebody will want to give it a go. And it's easier to do that than if I bought the whole 12 months in one book and I used only like 2 months and I tried to sell it to somebody. I don't think that people would really want that as much, but if I could sell them a completely unused version, I could still make some of my money back. One of the things that sold me the most on buying a Hobonichi cousin, especially in the Avec version, means that I can have all of my notes for the year in 2 books instead of in like 12 or 15 inserts. I can't tell you how many times I've thought about going back and looking through my traveler's notebook inserts and finding that I have to go through several of them in order to find the information I'm looking for. So having all of my year in 2 books is a lot easier than having them in 12 to 15 inserts. So I think that makes this like a really great note-taking system. I also like that not only do you get months in here, but you get your weeks and you get your dailies. So it's a complete system and I don't have to set up anything, which I really appreciate. So even though there is space and room to bullet journal if I wish, I like that things are already predated enough that I don't have to do that extra work, because again, I'm a lazy planner. So that's really nice. Finally, I'm confident that if I do fall off of this system, I have learned how to use this as a bullet journal. So basically what you can do is you can come here to the front, and where you would probably use this as like a perpetual calendar or for forward planning, you can use this as an index. So you can say that January 1st, which you can look up here, especially for your dailies. This works really, really well. You can find January 1st, and let's say that I bought this in March. I can go ahead and write a short story here about a cat and a duck. Why a cat and a duck and not a cat and a mouse? I don't know, because that seemed easy. And you can write that story here, and then I can just go ahead and write down cat and duck. And then I know that that's what I wrote for that. So the date on the page basically becomes the page number. And you can just use it like you would a regular bullet journal. So on March 3rd, I could go ahead and write a story about a bat, and I can take, you know, all the way up until the 8th to write about it. And then I can come here and find March 3rd and write the bat story all the way down to the 8th. And you can just use it that way. So it doesn't really freak me out as much as it used to when I was like, oh my gosh, if you don't use it on that date, it's wasted. You can certainly go back and have different uses for this. And I can just write a ton of short stories or take other notes and not have to worry about the dates at all. So it does come with this cool little like mini poster advertisement. I'm not even sure because it's in Japanese. So this is really cute because I can repurpose it to decorate in here. Oh, and look at this little poster. How cute. Happy Nothing Special Day. I think that's great. I want a Happy Nothing Special Day. So like I mentioned, I've never owned a Hobonichi A5, nor have I ever owned the Avec. So let's go through this and see how the layout looks and how it differs from this Avec to this Avec, if that makes sense. So the first thing is that this is a very stiff, wonderful cardstock. I don't care for like this very highlighted yellow. It's very like neon in my opinion. So I might end up covering this, if not with stickers, with some design paper. So the first Avec has January through June in it. Okay, so then we have some thinner cardstock. And this beautiful Tomoe River paper. It's a very Bible-y thin. I love it. It holds a lot of mediums. There is ghosting, but I've definitely gotten over that. And if you can get over it, you will love this paper. You have the years at a glance, and it gives you all the way to 2018. I love using this. Very clean design. Makes me happy. I usually mark like when I dye my hair, menstrual cycles, things that happen like once a month here. Then this is like a perpetual calendar. You can do a lot of forward planning on here. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be using this for my index. Some people like to put like their 3 major goals for the month up here because you get 3 little tick boxes. I will pull that up so you can see a little better. And like always, Saturdays are marked in gray, and then Sundays are marked in red, and then you have some like holidays. Down here, a lot of people like to put trackers this way. I don't like that. It drives me crazy. I have to write things, you know, horizontally and not vertically. It's like a thing. You can also put like smaller goals that you want to accomplish down here, or things that you want to track for that month down here. So in the Avec January through June, you end up getting January through December here. And then in the July to December version, get the same thing there. And then this one starts in July. And it goes even further until 2020, and they give you the first 6 months until June of that year. And then you go into the monthlies. Again, very clean. Saturdays are in gray, Sundays in red, holidays also in red. You have some space over to the side that's just free, so you can put like your monthly goals or any kind of monthly tasks. Awesome. You get some extra space down here at the bottom, which I love. And there is just enough English in here that if you don't speak Japanese, because I don't, and a lot of people who use this do not, you'll be perfectly fine. Very nice big boxes. Oh, I'm loving this already. Making me happy. Okay, so this monthly starts in December, but I believe that the weeklies and dailies don't start until like January. Let's check. Okay, so they do give you like the 31st of December 2018, and that's because they like to start on Monday. This is a Monday start. They like to show you the whole week, and so this Monday happens to end on December 31st. So otherwise it does start in January for the weeklies. Let's check the dailies. Yep, and the dailies start on January 1st. So you do get like a full month, but only in the monthlies, not in anything else. So this starts in December 2018 and goes until July 2018. So let's see about these monthlies in here. So this gives you the month of June. So you get a month before, just like in here, of 2019, and it goes until January of 2020. Okay, and so here is your first week. So I can start this on December 31st. Get that first week in there. Loving that. So over here they give you a month at a glance, and this is actually January, but they throw in December 31st since this week starts on there, and that's why it says December, January. You get all of this space down here to write any tasks or goals for your week, which is great. So there's still a lot of space to put tracking in case you also decide to use this portion here as your index. So don't worry about that. And then we end our weeks on the last week of June because it ends perfectly, so you don't get anything of July in here because it ends on the 30th of this week. So that means that in here for July, December, they are going to start on July 1st because that's when that Monday starts. So that's perfect. I like when things fall that way. And you have the same layout in here, and it goes until, so, and this week ends on January 5th, 2020, because 2019 ends on a Tuesday and they want to be able to give you that full week. So before the daily start, you get this spread that says turning the page to a new year. And at the bottom, it gives you the calendar of the month before and after. So this is where you can do all of your brainstorming for your year. Anything that you want to accomplish, it can all go on this spread, and you can just kind of delegate it to whatever month or daily that you wish. So at the beginning of each month, you get a layout that looks like this, and it's color-coded to the whole month. So this whole month is kind of like this rusty brown red color. And then the next month will be all color-coded so that you can realize over here to the side what month you're in, which is awesome. And over here you can just kind of write down all of your goals for the month. Now there is no grid on here, which I'm super confused about. I don't even know why that is. Yeah, no grid, but there is grid behind here, and since this is like Bible thin, you can press down and see the grid if you need it. Then you start with your dailies, and this is how the daily looks. You get, I think it's 24 hours here. Everyone complains that it's just too small. I don't know why they don't extend it, but they don't. I don't know that I would use this because I have the weeklies with time tracking, so I don't know. This is easy to cover up with either washi or whiteout, so we'll see how that goes. Up at the top, you get 5 tick boxes, so you can put like your 5 main things that you want to accomplish for the day, and the rest you can use as writing space. It's divided right here with a little bit darker of a line, right down to the bottom of the time. And then you get a quote, which I obviously can't read. I think there's someone that is on Instagram that writes these in English. I feel like I've heard that somewhere. And then of course you get your month at a glance again down at the bottom. Very nice. And that layout just sort of repeats throughout the entire book. So if you look at the side, you can see where the months are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in here. And then this, like, I would call it a blue-gray more than I would a navy. These marks right here are for your weeklies, so you can find them. And then the white portion above that is just your monthlies. And for some reason, they're just not marked. They were like, we don't care. And that is the same over here. You have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I like that they have taken this and you get your 6 up here and then you get your 6 down there, because that's how they would be marked if this was one full whole book, which is kind of cool. So let's move to the back of this book because I'm interested to see. So the very last date in here, you get 2 pages because they're giving you extra grids. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages of grid to write whatever you wish. Then you get a times table. I'm always confused on what I would put here. I think I'm going to figure that out this year because it was in the A6 sizes and I don't think I ever did anything. Graph paper, which I wish they would just give you blank pages, you know, but whatever. I'm not sure. I guess you could track your weight. I would not love for it to go this way. I'd love for it to go this way, but you know, whatever. And then in the back, you get your favorites. So you can put movies, books, music, places to eat, shopping. I don't know what clapping means. I want to say that that's like for plays. I don't know. What does clapping mean? Concerts, maybe. No? Yeah, I have no idea. And then over here, this is in Japanese, so I'm not entirely sure what this is for. I've never seen the spread before. Why have I not seen the spread before? I'm not sure. But, you know, you can just do doodles or something. 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 doodles. 1 for each month. And then, of course, stuff that I'm sure you can Google. But I just tend to either cover these pages with my own Tomoe River paper, or I just use this for like pen and pencil watercoloring testing or whatever. I'm sure that this is like your information page. And then gifts. I would probably mark this off and put something else there. And then these are some numbers. Cool. Addresses. And then more personal information stuff. And then in the back they always stamp like what number this is. Very nice. So I'm assuming that in this one you're going to get the same stuff in the back. Let's just check. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get less grid pages back here. Very interesting. And then you only get 4 grid pages back here in the July through December. Same tables. Same Googleable information. Is Googleable a word? I don't even think it is. Same information that you can Google, rather. Yeah. Okay, so I am very excited about this. I feel like I can do it. All right, so that has been my review. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.